So a lot of times when we buy our shrubs or our trees in pots from our local garden centers, and of course this one's going to be stubborn and not come out, there we go, they're root bound. And what this does for the plant is if I was to just dig a hole and put him in the ground, he would choke himself out. What you need to do in order to prepare the hole for planting is you need to go double the width of the pot. So this particular guy here, you'd go double the width of the pot and 1.5 pots deep. And what that extra half does is it allows you to make some amendments to the soil, because in our area we have lots of clay. So it allows us to make some amendments to the soil. You'd bring that soil level back up, so the finished product is going to be planted level with our grade. So by doing so and digging that hole a little bit wider, what that does is it allows the soil to be a little softer to help these new baby roots get into. Eventually the plant will get used to the area that it's in and break through that hard ground that surrounds it. So for this guy, what I like to do at home is a couple of things. One, what I'll do is if it's really stubborn, I'll soak it in some root boost and water in a 5-gallon pail. And what I'll do is I'll actually take the whole entire plant and hold it underwater until the air stops coming up. And what this does is it helps to get some moisture into that pot to make it easier for us to break that root ball apart. This guy here is pretty root bound, so what I will actually do is I'll steal one of my husband's screwdrivers and I'll actually stab it in and get this down here. So what I've done is I've messed this root ball up a bit more by using a screwdriver, and you'll feel when you stab this screwdriver in, it's pretty dense in the center. And so what I like to do is I'll stab the screwdriver in and kind of twirl it around a bit and actually move it out. And you know, most people are scared that, oh, I'm going to break a root. You're actually doing the plant a little bit of a favor. It kind of shocks them a bit and says, oh my goodness, I need to generate some new root growth. And so by using your growth hormone that's in the root booster, you're actually helping the plant out. The other important thing is make sure you use a root fertilizer. So whether it be 105210 or root booster that has a growth hormone in it, myself personally, I prefer the root booster when I'm doing smaller projects, and I like to use the granule 105210 by Plant Prod that I use on larger projects. The other thing I like to do is put a couple handfuls of bone meal into the soil. And please, people, make sure you water. If it's hot out and you've just planted a whole bunch of new babies in your yard, make sure you water. Don't wait for the signs of stress on your plants. Give them a drink.